Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to discuss this refrigerator. I saw it on the side of the road. It looks good. I've always been attracted to glass doors, and I thought, hey, let me just take a look at it. So someone was basically throwing it out, or if anyone was clever enough to fix it, they could have it. It says this was working when I unplugged it last week. That's all that was written on it. And you know how it comes working or not, but this is the actual wine or soda cooling refrigerator. I actually looked up the model when I got back home and dropped this off in my garage here, and it is about 450 at Home Depot and Lowe's, which is cool. So of course I plugged it in, and right away the LED lights worked, but no surprise, it actually didn't cool. I had it plugged in for about 24 hours and nothing turned on. So this is the back, and you can see here there's the model number. But basically what was going on is while it had power and the LED worked and I could turn up and down the temperature, it wasn't getting cold. Now I don't honestly know much about refrigerators, but I figured I'd take a stab and see what kind of parts I could even replace. So I already took the back off, as you can see here. I've already fixed this, but I just wanted to walk through what I did. I noticed the fan was working fine. There was nothing here with the radiator that seemed broken. All the pipes were fitted well, right? I didn't see any issues with broken pipes or, gas leaking. So I thought, what could be the issue? The reason I bring it up here is because there's a diagram. And this is kind of what I had to sit here and kind of digest a little bit, because as I mentioned, I don't look at refrigerators all that often, right? So we've got the compressor, and then it goes to yellow, green, so that's the ground. This is the compressor right here, and that's the yellow and green. So that's easy enough to identify. There's also two other things here. There is a start relay and some thingamajig that I'm not quite sure what that is. That might be a capacitor, but it looks quite small for it. But the start relay is actually what I ended up replacing. But let's go back to the diagram for a moment. Sorry, I don't have this level yet. And we can see here, it says the PTC starter. That's the guy that I ended up replacing. And then it actually tells you here. So you got the blue line running all the way through here, and you got the red wire running all the way through there. And I'll show you that in a moment. And the propeller fan. So this is kind of flipped, right? So I've got my compressor over here and the propeller fan on the right-hand side. So I'm not quite sure why they just didn't install it or reverse the image, but that's fine. And then of course the power plug. So that's really what I was looking at, is trying to decipher what part of this could potentially go bad. And good thing is there isn't a lot of things that can go bad on a refrigerator. Bad thing is, since I don't know much, had to just decipher quite a bit. So this is the compressor. It's all encompassed, as you see here. It's welded all the way around. So there's not much you can, if this is gone, my understanding is you're gonna have to just get a new one. But as I said, the pipes look good. I didn't see anything broken or bent, so what else could it be? The fan was turning just fine. There's not a lot of gunk in it. So whoever had this had it in a nice, well-ventilated place and didn't have a lot of dirt on there. And these fins here didn't have any issue at all from the cooling side. These wires, you can see the various colors, right? You have red, brown, and blue. They actually do correspond to these image. So if you're trying to figure out kind of where things are at, you can follow it, right? So here's the blue color, or the blue rail, right? And then another blue color coming up here, and then the red. So this is a really nice circuit diagram, because it's actually fairly helpful in trying to identify the parts or the part numbers, or if you accidentally undo everything, you should be able to put it back together. But let me just confirm I've got this unplugged. Yeah, confirmed. But basically what I ended up replacing is this guy right here. And it had a plastic shroud to it, so I just have to put it back. That was covering all this and protecting it from what have you. But basically all you do is, and sorry for the camera, let's see if I can make it a bit clear. There we go. So basically what I had to do is pull this guy straight out, and he just kind of comes, and it's attached straight to the compressor. And take one wire off and replace it. So I'm gonna push this guy back in because I have a second one. So what I did was I ended up replacing the starter relay, and it wasn't quite the starter relay I thought I would see. You know, you think of the typical solenoid type of relay, but that's not really what is here. It acts like a relay, but it's really just a resistor in here. And this is what I ended up replacing. So right now it's installed this way. So it's got the M and the S. And by the way, if you're wondering the M and S, I have no idea, but take a look at this. If you look on the compressor, there's your M and there's your S. So they've done a really good job of actually being able to marry the part in the right place. So this is basically what I had to install, and you can see kind of how the M and S work, but this is the starter right here. Now inside of this is a disc that's about 4.7 ohms. When I took it apart, the original one, it was cracked inside. Like I just literally lifted up this part here, and it was just cracked, and I took a shot at ordering a replacement. I ordered 2 because it just came as part of an Amazon pack. But the interesting thing about it is, as I said, is this just like a 4.7 ohm disc in there. There's nothing that actually moves. Here's the part number. And again, this start relay is specifically for mine, right? So you're gonna have different relays for different refrigerators, whether they're big or small, whether they're chest or stand up, what have you. So this is just an example of mine. And I basically undid the other one, threw the part away, and then I put this one back in, right? M and S, there's only one way it goes in. I plugged in this bottom lead. That was the only one that was actually connecting, and here you can see actually, right? So the blue wire connected to this guy here, and then the M&S plugged straight into the compressor. And if I can show you this, hopefully this is clear, you can actually see there's the blue wire, right? Plugging into this guy right here, just as the diagram proposed. And then this guy right here just plugs straight into the compressor. This black and red wires remain there. I didn't end up replacing this. I just have to snap it back. But otherwise, I went ahead and just pushed it in. As I said, there's not very many other parts that can go wrong. If that didn't fix it, I was gonna look up, the overload protector. I believe that's what that is, according to this guy here, right? We've got a red wire going into it, and then this is coming out from the, looks like, compressor. And here we go, we have a wire coming out from the compressor, and that's red. So this is the overload. That it wasn't the issue here. And again, the compressor works just fine. So basically, once I replace that, I'll plug it in, and you should hear it run. And that was what I did here when I first got it. So plug it back in. See if it starts up right away. There you go. It's that standard refrigerator humming. This fan was working before, but it's that refrigerated humming that wasn't working before. And now, as you can hear, it stays on the entire time. Before, it would start up for just a second and then shut off. And there you go. So I ended up paying $9 for 2 of these. I figured in case one came broke or I messed something up, I'd have another one. So, but I ended up replacing this guy here. And I just got to put the parts back together, slap the back on with a couple of tap screws, and we're in business. And as you can, it's a standard refrigerator here that you would find. Right now it's at 51 degrees. I think after about an hour, hour and a half, this dropped to 37. It didn't quite go the 35 that, is advertised here, but that's fine. I mean, that's what you'd expect. So this got cool, and there's a additional fan in here just to ventilate and move the air back and forth. But otherwise, yeah, that's what it is. So I've got to clean it up and disinfect it. And then we've got oops, didn't balance this yet. And we have a nice little refrigerator. Thanks for watching. If you have any tips or tricks or things that I missed, feel free to leave the comments in below. Have a great one.